Just cut it on and cut it on. Well,
All right. Well,
first and foremost, before we get into this, I'm gonna let everybody know who I am. If you don't know already, I don't know what to tell you because this is gonna be part of, the ambiance of the project that we working on. My name's Matthew Martin, also known MC name is Reno, Ronaldo Castine to be full with it. But for what we're doing right here, the biggest thing you just need to know is that I'm one out of a group of people, a group known as Two Tone, and basically we're gonna just get started with the questions for the interview
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
Now,
So, like, what this project is called again? It's the Inspiration Project, and you know, that's kind of a big word. What is the Inspiration Project? What is it?
well, basically, what the inspiration project is gonna be is it's gonna be a project dealing with my music and also my cohorts. We work together as a group to produce music and express ourselves through music. And what the Inspiration Project really is going to do, first and foremost, is going to be uh, kind of behind the scenes of what that project is going to do. So it's going to show what's inspiring us to make our music, what's going to be our motivation for certain songs that we're working on, and to even go farther outside of the spectrum of that, to to tell people what inspires us to even just keep on living life. And I want to go in one part of that inspiration project. I want to go just with our group, but then also go outside of that and ask other people that inspire us to do what we do, such as like my parents. I would like to interview them. I'd like to interview uh, all the other members of the group and people that influence our group, whether it be parents, friends, and co-workers, anything like that, to just find out what inspires the average human being on the planet of the Earth to keep on living, because things ain't perfect
Right,
right
right.
now.
Because things are a little tough in this economy and stuff. A lot of people need that little push to just be inspired to just go on and make it happen. So you're just trying to, I don't know. It seemed like you're trying to compilate everybody's inspirations and try to use them as something to display for the public. It seems like.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, um, the project, what I wanted to do is I wanted to complement the album we're working on, but then also in its own light be something as big, if not bigger, than the music that we're doing. I want it to be like a documentary of, what makes people tick and what
Gotcha.
makes them keep on going.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a nice little insight. That's something interesting. I think the public is looking for something like that. I think this is something that can go somewhere with, go far with this. Uh,
Exactly.
so let's jump into the next thing. So we're talking about inspiration. What inspires you, my friend? What inspires Mr. Ronaldo Castine?
Well, with that, I would probably have to say the biggest thing, I know it's cliche, but I think the biggest thing that inspires me is my parents. Um, because, you know, I've been blessed by God or whoever's up there, to have parents that have supported me with whatever I did. And with that, I look at their life. I don't know all the perfect ins and outs. That's a different interview. You could
Hmm.
ask them about that. But I mean, from what I know, both of them, before they even met, they came from nothing and then ended up, being fairly successful in their own light and in the eyes of a lot of other people. So, that's the biggest inspiration. I mean, they've been married for almost 30 years now. and it's something that I'm like, that's longevity. That's the biggest thing that inspires me is the ability to stay true to yourself and have longevity in whatever you do. So I mean that would probably be the biggest thing that inspires me. If I were to flip that question around and go into music, um, the biggest inspiration that I have for music that I do with music probably would be being able to see other people's points of view through song and poetry and stuff like that. That's a big thing that inspires me because I get to see the world in a whole new light. That with music being my inspiration in that light, it it makes me understand a lot of different people and a lot of other walks of life other than my own, and that's the biggest thing.
Okay, okay. Kind of shot down my second question. I was going to ask, well, why music? Because I mean, you could have did the Antoine Fisher thing and just did a movie or did a Soldier Boy MySpace page YouTube clip. Why music?
Well, I mean, with that too, that still is a very valid question in and of itself too. There's so many other things that I'm proficient at. I mean, and within our group, that as a group we're proficient at other than music. The biggest thing that I say why music is because it's been such a large part of my life. I started playing instruments. My dad introduced me to music when I was like in second grade, where I started learning how to play the trumpet. Going into fifth grade, I learned how to play the saxophone. And then middle school, high school, learned how to play the piano, uh, and a few other instruments like the drums. Also, right now, learning how to play the guitar, teaching myself that. And with that gift that I have and that my family has and has been blessed with musical ability and talent, why not? It's something that was given to me by the graces of my parents and by the graces of the Creator. I use it to express myself. It's a good way to express myself. So that's really the main reason for me to do it. It's my condition and large part of the human condition to be able to get your opinion heard. We're social creatures. Right. So one of the ways and one of the forms that we have as human beings is the ability to be able to voice an opinion, to be able to say something that means something, rather than just you saying it and nobody listening. And I mean, music, ever since mankind, music was one of those ways to invoke a message that a large amount of people can feel. Gotcha. And that's my biggest reason for even pursuing music as a hobby and possibly as a career.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Music is the way to calm the savage beast. I see, and seems like you got yourself a pretty a solid argument for why music. Well, with this inspiration project, well, I gotta ask, what is the end? What is the successful end goal for you for this project? What is the end product? What are you hoping to attain?
Well, the project, as with any video or picture-based endeavor, is not necessarily for me. I want this project to be something that can be archived. I want it to be something where people can sit back and look and be like, okay, at this point in time, we struggling, we going through a lot of stuff, and this is how these people are coping with it and finding what they can do day to day to keep on moving instead of collapsing and buckling under the pressures of life. Like as an example, not to get into any political stance or anything, the general consensus of the world right now is that like it's a struggle, and it's always like that. Things nowadays, in my opinion, are a lot worse than they have been in the past. And the world keeps spinning. The world don't stop for nobody. The goal for the project is pretty much to find out, uh, in my part of the world and the people that are around me, what's keeping them spinning. What is, and basically showcase that through a documentary. I want to find out what's keeping people going during hard times. Like, everybody dealing with hard times. Unemployment's at like 10%. There's a gang of cats out there that's like, I don't know where my next meal's coming from. I don't know if I can pay my bills. And, for our group, the goal for the project for our group is going to be, to explain why, after us working together, me, DJ J, and my guy Twan Cliff G, our group Two Tone, the project is basically going to go focus on, why we still are together making music. What is inspiring us to keep putting out albums and this, that, whatever. Is it a hobby? Is it a business? What are we going to keep on doing with it? The goal for the whole project outside of our group is half the project's going to be about our group. The other half is going to be about, other people that inspire us and influence us. What is keeping them spinning? What is keeping them doing what they're doing so that they can survive and not falter and buckle.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Okay, that's a deep thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's a project, but I imagine that if this thing goes over like we all want it to, this could turn around and actually be something that inspires millions, maybe even billions.
Exactly.
On some Michael Jackson heal the world type ish right now.
Exactly.
Well, this is just one project out. I'm sure of many. What's the main goal for everything? Like what are you planning on doing with this music? What are you planning on doing past this project? What's your main goal in life? What will make you feel satisfied at the end of the day? When you get a chance to sit down, you're too old to do anything else, and you just kind of reflecting back on all this stuff. What will make you feel like you've accomplished everything? What's your main goal in life?
My main goal for life, as is probably the same goal that most humans carry, is to be successful. And the biggest part of being successful that people don't understand nowadays is that success is an opinion. It can't be measured by how much money you amass over the course of your life. Success can't be measured by any one person but yourself. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing that will determine my success really is that every night when I go to sleep, that I wake up the next day trying to be a better person with anything that I do in my life. I want to be a better person than I was the day before. Whether that's under the realm of music, I would be doing the world and myself a disservice if my musical abilities were worse tomorrow when I wake up than they are today. And I just want to carry that mentality through my entire life. I want to be able to sit back and be like, okay, right now, hours at work is short and this money ain't right, or my girl is tripping and this, that, whatever. What can I do to make my situation better tomorrow? What can I better with practicing my guitar? Or what can I better with practicing my relationship with my woman? Or what can I make better tomorrow? What can I make better tomorrow that I didn't do the day before? And under that realm and under that psyche, you can't fail. excuse the French, but stuff's gonna happen. Life is not perfect, but what it is, it's a litmus test. You know, you go through your trials and tribulations, but the real success of a man is gonna show. Is going to be his ability to look through his trials and tribulations and say, hey, this happened to me and I'm stronger because of it. And because of this situation, I'm not going to make that mistake again. Too many people I see nowadays, they beat a dead horse, or they go into a situation where they've been there before, but they don't even seek their own advice, and they don't look over why the situation happened and what they did to get out of it, and then they do the same thing over and over again. That's my goal for life, is to continually make myself better every single day by looking back at my past and not rewriting the same story. Pave a different future every day, and that's my goal for life.
All right, that's
really
that's deep, man. It's an interesting way of looking at life, and I hope that everything comes your way, man, because I'm your boy Jay, you know what I'm saying, and helping you out with this interview.
That's how you gotta do it, man.
Gang, last words before we cut the tape?
Last words, peace be on everybody, and just keep your eyes peeled, because this inspiration project, I want it to go into the depths of the human soul on a whole. And to be clear, I said whole, not whole. I want it to go into the depths of the human soul on a whole, to just explain, and for people to be able to hear not just my voice, but other people's voice, whether it be our group mates or other people that inspire us. I want people to see that, no matter how bad you got it, one, you can't give up, and two, somebody else got it worse and they still going, and they doing what they can to better themselves.
Right.
And with that said, we done.
Cool.
That's all we need. That's all she wrote.
He said.